It's Miss Eastwood here for your weekly library lesson. And last week we did a lesson called Break the Fake, where we focused on the camera frame. And you guys did that fun activity where you drew something that was hidden by the frame, right? And it was all about questioning what you see online. So we're going to kind of follow with that theme today, and we're going to move on to advertisements, right? And we're going to start learning how to question what we see in advertisements. So we're going to do three things today. We're going to, if you can see on the slide here, we're going to talk about what are advertisements. Then we're going to go over this word called gimmicks. I'm not sure if you've heard that before. And then we're going to play a game. Okay, so the first question I'm asking you is, what is advertising? What is it for? And where do we see it? So if teachers want to pause for a minute and call in a few friends, I want you to think about those three questions. What is advertising? What is it for? And where do we see it? So after your discussion, you probably mentioned, if some of you watch TV, you see ads on TV. Definitely these days, the internet. Maybe you watch videos and you'll see ads pop up on your videos. And one that you may or may not have thought of is foods, right? So, for example, your Dunkin' Donuts coffees that your parents might drink, or your cereal boxes, or all sorts of other food has branding and advertising, right? So those are the three most common places we see ads. And ads are a form of marketing. They're a form of convincing you to buy a certain product over a different product, right? So they're trying to use these strategies to say, buy mine is the best, right? And marketers, the people who make the ads, try to convince kids specifically that certain toys or video games or cereal are really the best. And before we go into it, I want you to think about what sorts of strategies they might use. Okay, so what sorts of strategies do people use to convince kids in marketing or in advertisements to buy a certain toy or product or food? Okay, so think about that for a second. And these strategies, okay, so if we're thinking about the strategies that marketers use, sometimes they can be called gimmicks, right? That's a synonym for them. So a really common one when you see video ads is having older kids in the videos when they're targeting younger kids. So if what are we, 8 or 9 in second and third grade? We might see kids who are 11 or 12 in the video ads for toys that they want to sell us, because then we automatically think that those toys are cool, right? We see the older kids using those toys in the ads. Another gimmick or strategy they might use are sound effects, bright colors, or music to play in the ads, so to make the products look exciting, right? So if you think of like Hot Wheels or some of the remote control cars or different toys that you use, you'll probably see like flashy images or really cool music soundtracks when you see the ads, right? And it'll make you want to buy that toy, right? It seems really exciting and fun. And one final one that we'll talk about is that, do you ever see people in advertisements looking upset or sad? No, right? They always show people having a good time because they know people want to buy things that make them feel good or let them have fun. So you'll always see in ads that the people are usually smiling and really happy and they're having a great time, right? So those are just some of the strategies or gimmicks that people who create the media, remember it's constructed, our construction sites of media, it's all created. So they're thinking about this purposely when they create these ads for you. Okay? So I want you to think about, for a minute here, specific ads you've seen on the internet or on the television or even on your food boxes, and think about if they've used any of those strategies. Bright colors, music, pictures of kids having fun or smiling, and just kind of reflect on that for a minute. Does that seem accurate? Do you notice that people do that to make you want to buy things? Right? Okay. We're going to follow up more on this discussion next week when I'm hopefully in person with you guys. I mean, digitally, but not pre-recorded is what I mean. But today I'm going to have you practice creating your own marketing gimmicks. You're going to create your own advertisements, okay? So if you see here that I'm in the 2-3 library, or Google Classroom under library, you can see that it's called Coco's Adversmarts, and that's the game. It's called advertising game, as for advertisements game. Okay. So when this pops up, you need to click the puzzle piece and just hit allow. My Flash player needs an update. I'm not sure if that's district wide, but if you just click run this time, it'll load for you. And you want to make sure your volume's up because this game will read the options to you.
I'm Coco Crunch, and I'm a really popular cereal. The company behind the cereal is creating a new website just for me, and you can help out.
Okay, so we're going to help create some advertisements. So we're going to click Start Game.
Your job is to pick 5 gimmicks used to promote and market me on the Coco Crunch website. Let's start by selecting a theme for the website.
Okay, so you can
each of the 3 themes. Pick your favorite. Click next.
Okay, so here are your backgrounds, a fun theme, right? So again, those images, those flashy images.
1. Magic Land.
And cereals, right, are usually marketed for kids. So these are going to be kid themed, right? Magic Land.
2. My Fun Zone.
A playground.
3. Castle Quest.
A castle quest, right? So I might go Magic Land, right?
Magic Land.
Everybody loves a good rainbow magical place, right? And you can see in front of the background is our cereal. But what's more noticeable, the pretty backdrop or the cereal? See, it's kind of distracting. We're like, ooh, I want this because it makes me think of a fun place or it makes me think of rainbows and unicorns, right?
Great, you revealed your first gimmick. Companies often use magical locations for their websites to make them exciting places to visit.
So you're going to go through step by step and you'll have, like they said, 5 different gimmicks you're going to focus on, and you're going to go step by step and create your own unique advertisement, okay? So it should be fun, and we will talk about them next week and just kind of reflect on things you noticed and what different strategies you would use if you were an advertiser. Okay? So if you have any questions, just have your teachers buzz me in my room, and I will try my best to help you out. Okay? Have fun, and I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye.